Hey there, and welcome to Authentically ADHD. I'm your host, Carmen, and I am so glad that you're here. This is a podcast where we get real about ADHD. No filters, no judgment, a safe space to explore and learn and grow. If you're here, it's because you want to take a deep dive into the world of ADHD, and trust me, we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I start this podcast? Well, in true ADHD fashion, it all started very impulsively. One day, I thought, I should start a podcast, especially with all this paperwork that I have and all these notes that I have trying to understand my own ADHD. And the next thing I knew, here I am, sharing thoughts with you. I don't know, 200, 100 episodes later? I don't know. I lose track of time. I'm time blind. Are you? Anyways, when you have ADHD, ideas come fast, and sometimes you just gotta roll with them. Honestly, this podcast was born out of my passion for understanding ADHD in a deeper way with the newest research. You see, pills don't teach skills. That's something I've learned over the years. Medication can help, and it's a great tool to use, but true growth, that comes from knowledge, understanding, and actionable skills. And so that's what I want to share with you. Research-backed insights, practical tips, and lived experiences of someone who's been there. Now, a little bit about me. I'm not just a host of this podcast. I'm also an early childhood special education teacher, which means I've spent years understanding how children learn, grow, and thrive in ways that work for them, especially when they're neurodiverse. And I'm also a certified life and performance coach, guiding people to unlock their full potential in both their personal and professional lives. But here's the thing that makes me a little different. I'm also a late diagnosed ADHDer. And on top of that, I self-identify as being on the autism spectrum. So when I talk about ADHD, it's not just from a professional perspective, it's from lived experience, because I get it. I know what it's like to feel like your brain is running at full speed while everyone else is moving at a different pace, and you have instructions that are in Japanese and upside down, and everybody else got them in their own language. Throughout this podcast, I'll share all kinds of insights about navigating life with ADHD, from the everyday struggles to the strengths that we can celebrate. We'll talk about everything from time management to relationships to self-advocacy, and all about how to live authentically in a world that often asks us to be anything but. Whether you have ADHD yourself or you want to understand it better, you are in the right place. So, let's get started. Hey there, my ADHD tribe. I have an offer for you. Do you ever feel like you're constantly juggling, but somehow always dropping the ball? You're not alone. We've all been there. I struggle still to manage time, stay organized, and to keep track of the never-ending to-do list. I'm Carmen, and I get it. Trust me, that's why I have created Thriving Authentically with ADHD, Executive Functions and Coping Strategies. It's a course designed to help you take control of your ADHD brain instead of letting it control you. But here's the kicker. It's not just a course. It's a journey. For only $25, you'll get access to about 3 hours of exclusive ADHD-friendly content that breaks down the executive functions in simple terms and explains why your ADHD brain works in the way that it does. And most executive functions, most importantly, it'll teach you practical, research-backed coping strategies that you can start using today. From working memory struggles to time blindness to emotional regulation, we cover it all. Plus, you'll get a workbook in your email packed with interactive exercises to help you reflect on your own ADHD journey, track your progress, and apply what you've learned at your own pace. But that's not all. You also will get 2 personalized coaching sessions where we can dive into your specific challenges and create strategies that work for you. No more one-size-fits-all solutions, just real, authentic, tailored support. And the best part, you get all this for just $25. That's less than a cost of a meal out. Plus, with my proven strategies, you can start improving your executive function skills in no time. Imagine finally understanding your ADHD brain and learning how to thrive and not just survive. Don't wait too long. The spots are limited. Sign up today and let's get started on your journey to thriving authentically with ADHD. Hi, this is a disclaimer that I am a early childhood special education teacher. I am a certified life and performance coach, and I am a podcaster. All right, I am not a medical doctor, and none of this information should be used in supplement of a medical professional and or therapy. Hey there. If you're looking for a game changer in managing your ADHD, let me tell you about something that's made a huge impact on my life. Focused, the adult ADHD group coaching program by Kristen Carter. This isn't just another program. It's a community. It's a roadmap. It's a lifeline for adults with ADHD who want to thrive. Inside of Focus, you'll find weekly coaching calls with Kristen packed with actionable insights, a supportive community of adults who get it. They get what it's like to live with ADHD. You'll get tools and strategies that actually work for our brains. No fluff, just real results. I've been a part of Focus for over a year, and let me tell you, it's where I've learned so much of what I share with you on Authentically ADHD. It's been a game changer for me, and I think it could be for you too. And here's the best part. If you use my link to join, we both save money. It's a win-win. So if you've been looking for the right ADHD support, this is your sign to check it out. Head to the link in my show notes to learn more and sign up. Let's thrive together with tools and support that we need to succeed. Are you also loving what we're doing on Authentically ADHD but want to take your experience to the next level? Well, I have got something for you. Introducing the Authentically ADHD Patreon, your VIP pass to the ultimate ADHD support hub. As a Patreon member, you'll unlock exclusive perks like early access to every single episode, hear it before anyone else does, a treasure trove of resources that I've made, tools, guides, and worksheets to help you thrive in everyday aspects of life, direct coaching opportunities with me designed to help you harness your ADHD powers, and the cherry on top, an incredible community of like-minded individuals who just get it. You're not alone on this journey, and together we can be unstoppable. By joining Patreon, you're not just supporting the podcast, you're fueling a movement. Together, we're breaking stigmas, embracing authenticity, and creating a world where ADHD is seen as a strength and not just a struggle. So what are you waiting for? Head over to patreon.com/authenticallyADHD and join the family today. Let's keep growing, thriving, and showing up authentically together. Hope to see you over there. Back to the show. Hey there, my friend, and welcome to a bonus episode of Authentically ADHD. First of all, I want to apologize if you can hear the dryer or thunderstorm in the background. I got the wind of motivation, and you know how it is when that happens. So, welcome to Authentically ADHD, the podcast where we break down the science, the chaos, and the absolute ridiculous moments of living with the ADHD brain. I'm your host, Carmen, certified in life and performance coach, special education teacher, early childhood, and yes, someone who has absolutely canceled plans because my brain gave me a headache just for existing. So today, we're coming out with a bonus episode about something a lot of you have messaged me about: headaches and ADHD. If your brain feels like it's on overdrive and your head hurts just trying to keep up with life, this bonus episode is for you. We're going to break down the neuroscience, the why, and because I've got your back, the what you can do about it part 2. So, let's start out with why ADHD and headaches are BFFs. We're going to start with the basics. Research shows that people with ADHD, both kids and adults, are about twice as likely to deal with headaches and or migraines. And it's not just random bad luck. It's a brain thing. So here's what's happening inside your head. That lovely dopamine, well, it's dysfunctioning. Like the rest of the things in our lives. That feel-good focus chemical is often super out of whack in ADHD brains. And surprise, surprise, dopamine also plays a role in how we experience pain. Lower dopamine activity has been linked to impaired pain modulation in the central nervous system. In English, lower dopamine activities has been linked to lower pain. Chronic stress. ADHD brains are chronically and constantly juggling distractions, missing steps, forgetting things, retracing steps, which ramps up our cortisol, our stress hormone. And guess what? Chronic stress is a major headache trigger. Elevated cortisol can sensitize the trigeminal nerve, a primary pain pathway involved in migraines. Then there's genetics. There's evidence of shared genetic links between ADHD and migraines. Mutations in dopamine-related genes like DRD4 and SLC6A3 are associated with both conditions. This just means that because of the genetics of ADHD and the dopamine relation epigenetics, these are big words that I have looked up. It just basically means that the stuff that got passed down from your parents, along with what happened when you were in the womb and when you were growing up, kind of just wired you for headaches. So the ADHD brain is just kind of wired for headaches. But once we understand the mechanism, we can start to take back some of that control. For an example, I had a coaching client who started tracking her headaches and realized she always followed it, like they always followed those days when her executive function was overloaded and her meds wore off early. Once we added proactive stress resets and hydration breaks, her headaches dropped by like 50%. Part 2, cognitive overload, your brain on overdrive. All right, picture this part. You're trying to answer emails, wrangle your kid, make a grocery list, and remember if you paid off the water bill. That's executive dysfunction, multitasking, and auditory distractions, which equals cognitive overload. Neuroscience confirms that the prefrontal cortex in ADHD brains has reduced activation during these high-demand tasks, meaning more mental energy is needed to stay on task. That extra load wears your brain down faster and contributes to those tension-type headaches. You know, the ones right behind your eyes that are super annoying. I hate those. I get those a lot, and it is contributed to all of the things that go on in our brain all at once. That's the part of it that I do struggle with, and that a lot of you ask about. When your brain works that hard just to function, it's like a muscle in tension. It gets tired and tight and stressed. And that's when those tension headaches roll in. Think about it. Your brain is a muscle. So if it's tense all the time and overworked, it's going to get sore and it's going to hurt. And that's called a headache. Also, not fun fact, headaches amplify ADHD symptoms. One study found that pain impairs working memory and inhibitory control, two of our biggest ADHD struggles, remembering things and inhibition or lack of inhibition, impulsivity, aka. So now you're distracted and in pain. Great. Part 3. Sensory sensitivities, when the world is just too loud. Raise your hand if fluorescent lights make you feel like you're being microwaved, or if the background hum in a room makes you want to scream. Yeah, that's sensory sensitivity. ADHD brains often turn the volume up on every sensory input. The thalamus, which filters sensory data, may be underactive in ADHD, leading to a heightened perception of noise, light, and even touch. This overstimulation activates the sympathetic nervous system, increasing muscle tension and blood flow. These changes now contribute to the headaches. For example, I once had a meltdown in the store aisle because the overhead lights, crying kids, and blaring music blended into a migraine cocktail. And literally, I needed deodorant and milk. That was it. And I don't even have kids. Part number 4, sleep struggles and medication rebound. And no, that doesn't mean jumping from medication to medication. First, let's talk about sleep. ADHD and sleep issues go together like peanut butter and, well, more peanut butter, sticky. Delayed sleep phase syndrome, racing thoughts, bedtime procrastination, doom scrolling at 2 p.m., 2 a.m. We've all been there. Studies show that ADHD is associated with reduced melatonin secretion and delayed circadian rhythms. This makes it really hard for us to fall asleep, stay asleep, and get actual restorative sleep. And guess what? Lack of sleep decreases serotonin and dopamine, key neurotransmitters for both focus and pain regulation. Poor sleep equals neurotransmitter chaos, which equals more headaches. Think about it. If there's a bunch of things buzzing around in your head, it's going to hurt. Now sprinkle in a little rebound headache from your ADHD meds wearing off, and bam, your brain crashes a little harder than your Wi-Fi during a Zoom call. Your dopamine dips, your irritability spikes, and everything, including your head, starts to hurt. Part 5, emotional roller coasters and comorbidities. ADHD is not just about focus. It's about feelings. And those feelings, they can be intense. Emotional dysregulation is tied to heightened activity in the amygdala and reduced inhibition in the prefrontal cortex. So when emotions spike, so does muscle tension in your head and jaw clenching, and the stress hormones release. All common precursors to, yep, you guessed it, headaches. Let's not forget the comorbid crew: anxiety, depression, sensory processing disorder. Anxiety is especially strongly correlated with chronic migraines. The overlap in neurotransmitter dysfunction, think dopamine and serotonin just literally buzzing around in your head, can lead to the compounded symptoms. One of my other adult coaching clients with ADHD and generalized anxiety tracked his symptoms and found he averaged 4 headaches a week during stressful work periods. Some mindfulness, added in yoga, and CBT-based self-regulation techniques dropped it to just 1. Part 6. Let's get into the good stuff. 3 science-backed tips to help tame that pain. Let's talk solutions. Here are 3 things that I recommend to all my clients and that I did myself to improve or lessen the amount of headaches I got during the week. 1. Regulate your senses. Create a sensory-friendly environment. Use noise-canceling headphones. Wear sunglasses inside if you need to. Special lights. A rock that weights a blanket or a weighted blanket. Give your nervous system permission to chill out. Sensory modulation tools reduce overstimulation. Decrease in sympathetic arousal and improves mood regulation, all right? Number 2, sleep like it is charging you, like it's charging your phone. Bedtime is not optional. Make it a sacred ritual. No screens, low lights, maybe even try melatonin. Talk to your doctor first before taking any medication or vitamin advice from me. But I just want to say, I know that this is harder than it seems. It's harder than it is to say, but sleep is when your brain resets all of its pain pathways. Even 1 hour more of consistent quality sleep can decrease headache frequency by over 30%, according to longitudinal sleep studies. Check out one of my podcasts on sleep. I know I have at least 3. And then number 3, micro-regulate your stress and track your headaches. Watch for early warning signs, tight shoulders, irritability, shallow breathing, and do mini resets. Breath work, a body scan, a 2-minute stretch. Don't wait until you're fried. Reset early and reset often. Hydrate often, and when the headache does come, make a specific mark in a journal or on paper, somewhere where you'll see it, so you can keep track of how many headaches you're getting, so that if you do go to the doctor, you have that data. Or if you decide to use a strategy, you can lessen it and see the progression, because we're really bad at self-reflection. Research from the NIH supports that brief mindfulness practices like this improve autonomic regulation and reduce migraine intensity. So, if this headache didn't give you an episode, if this episode didn't give you a headache, thanks for tuning in, my friends, and thank you for dealing with the background noise if you can hear it. We're really testing my mic today. If this episode hit you in the frontal lobe, share it with someone else whose brain also throws tantrums like this. Or share it on social media. I'd love to give you a virtual hug if you tag me at Authentically ADHD _podcast. Remember, you're not broken and you're not weak. You're just wired differently. And now you've got a few tools in your back pocket to support that. Catch more episodes, bonus content, and behind-the-scenes chaos at Authentically ADHD, and even more if you subscribe at the Patreon. Stay authentic, and we will talk soon.